1-year ceramic coatings, DIY detail, clean, superior products, and black rhino. This is the wash, clay, water spot remover steps. And I will start off using Old Glory in a sprayer. I will also use DIY rinseless wash, 3 gallons, in a pump sprayer that's at about 45 psi with a Ryobi nozzle and a hose that's been modified onto it. So as I start this, I show the Old Glory because that's what I'm going to use. I come in and out a little bit with a picture, sorry about that, to hide some people walking by. And I have the rinseless wash, which I want to show that I'm going to use, and the speeds I'm going. So I'm going to go from 1/4 speed up to 10 speed. On this first little bit, I just want to show that I'm just using that Old Glory, spraying it on. I actually give it good dwell time, which I'll speed up to show you. I'm most interested in the doors. I'm going to probably coat the whole doors and put a secondary coating area in, but I want to show just the areas that I'm most interested in. More of it will be coated than is actually required. And I'm going to do both sides, but I'm only going to show one because it's easier for me to do one camera only. Otherwise that would take a lot of setup. Total process of everything was about an hour, so this is probably about 20-25 minutes. There's a fair bit of dwell time, and you can see that as it goes. So I'm showing the iron remover, but I actually show it a bit sooner than I need to. I use DIY detail, of course. Actually, the next step is I'm just getting the pump sprayer ready because I've got to wash off. The Old Glory on there, as you can see, most of it's fallen off. It's a cool 55-degree day. I'm not in the sun, and so as I sprayed the other side first and just going over the other side first, then I will pop back round. I'm just going to show this in normal time. As I say, this is about 45 psi. This is not a pressure washer, it's a pressure washer hose and the Ryobi nozzle that I don't use. I use a quiver on the Ryobi that I have, the automotive. This is what I had left, so I figured I'd just add it to my 3-gallon plastic keg, which I have connected to the hosing, and I have a schrader valve so I can get it up to 45 psi. You can actually put more in, you can put 50. Usually when you get over 50, one of the seals starts to go, but if the seal wasn't going, it would actually go more. But it's not really required. I'm just washing down the panel itself, washing down all with DIY rinseless just to be ultra secure. Yes, my water is all DI water, so I don't really need to. But once again, if you wash it down with that, you can come across and just clean it off after, which to me is a much better idea than just using water, because then I still got to spray some on anyway. Do I mind using 3 gallons? Not really. For the cost of 3 gallons, it's not really an issue to me. Just gonna clean up the windows and areas like that just to get some water down there. Less bothered about that bit. Not actually cleaning the top and the very back and the hood. And then of course I'm going to speed up just to get us through a little bit of it and move on to the next bit. I'll just quickly show that I'm going to use a chenille Mitt, which I know is not popular, but I have one ready. It's loaded with DIY rinseless, so I just squeeze a little bit out to show there. Wipe across, use one side, that's all I really need. Just quickly show you it and then go to the other side and do exactly the same process. Once again, you can just see me over the back end there, doing exactly the same as the front, so you can see me passenger side, I should say, and then I come back to the driver's side. Now I've come back I'm moving on. I'm actually spraying around with an acid because I like to do one and then the other. It's an electric vehicle, you don't really have an issue, but I'm showing the Nano Speedy Bright that I used of 10 to 1 quickly there, just so you can see it as a preference of mine. There's no real brake dust that gets on there, but I am also going to use iron remover too. And once again, I'm just going to wash that off with rinseless. I'm pretty standard how I do it, and that's probably why I used about 3 gallons. No issue with that. I never worry about using an extra gallon or 2 or 3 if that's what I want. I feel more comfortable using more than less sometimes. So I'm just saying that was what I showed before with the iron remover, and I have it in a bottle. It's an actual 1.1 millimeter sprayer that's a 360 degrees. What I am going to do is I got an alternative clay towel that I'm trialing out, and I'm just going to spray on there. I've sprayed the panel lots. I'm going to spray the panels because I've got lots of iron remover. I bought a gallon and I don't use that much of it, to be honest. It's not really of a benefit. If I'd bought just 16 ounces, I would have not used that much, just because you don't need that much. Plus the vehicle, once again, not being a regular vehicle, most of the braking is done in
regeneration.
Yeah, I don't tend to see a lot even on the wheels, which are horrible wheels to clean if you take a good look there. I actually use the 4 sides, half on the bottom, half on the top. I'm very particular on that. I don't feel that I need to worry about that, and it's actually quite sudsy, and it felt very smooth over it. I really didn't see and feel too much contamination, maybe a tiny bit at the bottom, but that's it. Do exactly the same on the other side, just to make sure that I get everything I need to get off. And once again, I'm going to spray that off. I'm always spraying off with rinseless. This is a kind of common thing. Even when I do my washes, that's kind of my preference most of the time for videos, is to just use rinseless. It can make it quicker because I can go straight from rinseless to drying, or go from rinseless to cleaning and then drying. Just makes it easier for me. And on this, when I'm done, I won't be using any extras, so I'll probably be using rinseless. And I like DIY because I've used a good gallon of it. So I'm just going to show the Waterspot remover. You know, I'm going to use some of that. Do I think I need to? Nope. I have other acidic based items that are organic. I'm not too worried about that. But I'm going to use DIY details just to make sure that following a lot of their steps. Once I've sprayed that on, I get a rinseless towel that I quickly wring out just to make sure plenty's off. I've actually took a quick spray and I'm just wiping around just to make sure it's gone all around. Do the same on the other side. I really don't see any issue there. And then of course, once I've done that, I'm going to go straight onto washing it off again. So back out with my hose. I do pressurize it a couple times, but once you're beyond halfway, you don't really need a lot. Once again, making it easier for me when I want to dry off this car. It's going to be easier for me to dry. Because that's where I'm going to go to. Now I have 2 towels. I have one as an initial, and then I have the secondary one as a better dryer, just to make sure it's all done. I tend to always do that. The big thing that gets me here, yes, I'm also doing the inside of the doors just to make sure. The big thing to me here is that it actually feels like clean paint and nothing's on it, because it's very, very difficult to move the drying towels along, which to me then is a good thing. The whole thing is completed and everything seems good to me. Thanks for watching. The next installment will be following this. Thanks very much. Please like and subscribe.